Chapter 1. Hongjun Laozu, the birth from chaos and invisible power. In Chinese mythology, we are familiar with the authority of the Jade Emperor and the wisdom of the three pure ones, the ultimate Taoist deities. But there exists an entity that stands above them all, residing in a realm that even time and space cannot touch, a figure whose power is absolute yet is the least known. This is Hongjun Laozu. To find Hongjun, we must journey beyond the moment Pangu separated heaven and earth. We must return to primordial chaos, Hongjun, where the universe was unborn and neither matter nor spiritual consciousness had appeared. Ancient Taoist texts state that Hongjun Laozu was born from primordial chaos energy, Hongmengqi itself. He is not a god born of earth or sky. He is the embodiment of the Tao Tao, the principle of all things, the absolute order that precedes order. The title Hongjun literally means a primordial substance, a linguistic proof that he is the source of all existence. Hongjun's greatness lies in his absence and invisibility. He does not reside on mountaintops or in grand temples. He lives in the Zixiao Palace, in heaven beyond heaven, Tianwaitan, a realm outside the boundaries of the three realms. This is not reclusion. It is a declaration of power. Hongjun needs no battle because his power is not magic for conflict, but the ability to control the physical and spiritual laws of the cosmos. He needs no thunder or sword. He merely changes the principle that all things obey. His power is not that of a king ruling by law, but that of an omniscient cosmic programmer who wrote the world's source code. Hongjun's most critical role is as the first teacher of the divine realm. He is the Taoist master who transmitted the principles of the Tao to his three great disciples, the three pure ones, who became the philosophical foundations of Taoism. This act of transmission was a dispersion of the primordial Hongmengqi. The three disciples are personification of the three core elements that formed the cosmos after chaos separated, and they were deliberately imbued by Hongjun with opposing philosophies. Yuan Shi Tianzuan, explaining /Chan school, represents order and hierarchy. Taotian Jiaozhu, intercepting /Jie school, represents absolute quality and necessary chaos, and Taishang Laojun Dao school represents non-action Wu Wei and balance. This arrangement was intentional. Hongjun required this inherent opposition to ensure motion within the universe. The conflict between order, Chan school, and equality, Jie school, was the only way to prevent order from becoming rigid and chaos from becoming absolute. This conflict, however, spiraled out of control when the disciples began vying for power. This was the moment Hongjun, the untouchable master, had to intervene to reestablish the rules of the game to the grand event we explore in the next chapter, the investiture of the gods. Chapter 2, the investiture of the gods, the three pure ones and the ultimate manipulation. If Chapter 1 affirmed Hongjun Laozu as the invisible principle, Chapter 2 reveals how that principle imposed its will upon the divine realm through controlled violence. The philosophical opposition among his three great disciples was not an accident. It was a cosmic necessity permitted by Hongjun. From the start, Hongjun knew the philosophical opposition between Yuan Shi Tianzuan, hierarchy and selectivity, and Taotian Jiaozhu, absolute equality or teaching without distinction, would inevitably lead to conflict. When Tongqian Jie school saw its number swell to the 10,000 immortals, the balance was broken. Tongqian's philosophy of absolute equality directly threatened the rigid, hierarchical structure of the celestial court and the human monarchy championed by the Chan school. The core twist, the investiture of the gods, often seen as a war between two schools, was actually a cosmic purge secretly sanctioned and allowed by Hongjun. His goal was not to see who won, but to resolve the celestial overpopulation and reestablish a new order by eliminating Tongqian's philosophy of absolute equality, which jeopardized the hierarchical structure of the divine realm. Hongjun, acting as a supreme programmer, used heaven's mandate to force the disciples into the war. The conflict was driven by the investiture list, a ledger of gods and immortals who would have to die to be appointed deities in the heavenly court. This ensured that blood would be shed and power would be redistributed according to a new celestial order. In the brutal war, when Taotian Jiaozhu, the youngest and arguably most emotionally driven disciple, was defeated, everyone expected his complete destruction. However, Hongjun Laozu made his final appearance at the Zhixiao Palace to pass judgment, a ruling that was not merely punitive but absolutely manipulative. After delivering a stern rebuke, Hongjun performed the ultimate act of control. He forced the three pure ones to ingest a secret oath elixir, the Hongyuan Divine Pill, the Power Twist. This pill was not meant to enhance power. It was a supreme personal control mechanism. Hongjun declared that if any of them should betray the oath or attempt to alter the established order, the pill would dissolve, and they would instantly vanish into primordial chaos. This action was Hongjun's final assertion of dominance. He ensured that even the most powerful celestial beings, who could destroy the universe with thought, were now subject to his personal, ethical control. His power derived not from fighting, but from the ability to force the mightiest to adhere to an oath. Hongjun Laozu had completed his role. He had turned chaos into controlled chaos. Chapter 3. The Ultimate Subjugation. Hongjun's Eternal Control. If Chapter 2 concluded with Hongjun Laozu forcing the three pure ones to swallow the divine pill, Chapter 3 assesses the permanent impact of this action on the entire divine realm. Hongjun's control is not military. It is philosophical control, enforced through personal oath. After the rebuke and the dissolution of the Jie School, Hongjun issued a decree that transcended conventional power structures. By using the Hongyuan Divine Pill, he ensured that the supreme deities could never challenge the established order again. This elixir was the ultimate spiritual leash, a perpetual vow. It nullified the destructive power of the three pure ones. Their strength could destroy thousands of worlds, yet they could not defy a small pill because it represented a higher law, the fundamental principle that created them. Hongjun's control extended to the perpetual role of Taishan Laojun after the war. Laojun, the god of non-action, wu-wei, and balance, was positioned as the steadying force. His role was to ensure that the two opposing forces, order and chaos, never reach an extreme, thereby symbolizing Hongjun's indirect intervention to maintain harmony. Hongjun Laozu is not the ruling god of the celestial court. That is the role of the Jade Emperor, a high official rather than a creator deity. This fact further highlights Hongjun's invisible authority. He needs no throne or direct worship. He governs the cosmos by controlling the highest tiers and directing the philosophy. Every major political decision in the celestial court must ultimately align with the laws decreed by Hongjun Laozu from the Zhixiao Palace. The grand philosophical twist. Hongjun Laozu is not the ruler. He is the final balancer. He maintains order not through legislation, but through the threat of philosophical annihilation. He manages the opposition between the Chan school order and the rising Western sect Buddhism, ensuring that no single force ever gains enough absolute power to overthrow his principle of the Tao. By allowing the Western sect to recruit defeated immortals from the Jie school who became bodhisattvas or arhats, Hongjun created a new balance of power. If the Chan school became too strong, the Western sect would rise. If chaos grew too large, order would tighten. This arrangement is eternal. The final conclusion is that Hongjun Laozu is proof that absolute power does not need to be visible. He is neither villain nor hero. He is a creative principle who used political manipulation and a spiritual control tool to convert chaos into controlled chaos, ensuring continuous existence of a universe. The truth is always stranger than the legend.